Welcome to Yester Quickies, a speedy culinary trip back in time. Today we're traveling to 1955 to discover quick cheese bread. Oh, you are going to love it. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Jill and this is Yester Kitchen. I've got another quickie for you and you are going to love this. This actually is from the same cookbook, which is, you ready for this? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Quick dishes for the woman in a hurry. Look at this pure 1955 in all its glory. This is also the cookbook that I got my quick coconut coffee bread out of. And if you haven't seen that, check it out. It is very along the same idea, but very sweet, very delicious. This one, oh, if you like cheese, you are going to be very, very happy. So the first thing I did was I put my oven at 350 and that's going. So now I have a beautiful loaf of unsliced white bread. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make slices just about there. And you're going to want to go almost to the bottom, but not quite, or else you're going to mess up the dish. So we're just going to cut it up in, oh, I didn't even know how many slices we're going to get. But let's find out, and we'll be right back when we're done. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 slices. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take American cheese. I got this right from the deli, and American cheese, crazy popular in the 50s. They had cheddar, they had Swiss, they had all the cheeses, but everyone used American. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to take a slice of American. I know, right? And you're going to put it right in each slice, just like this. About as steep as you can go. They are gonna stick out a little bit, but they're gonna melt. They're gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna finish this up and we will be back. So here is all my cheese. Look at this cute little fan. I actually had a few pieces left over, so I figured, why not? You can never have too much cheese. So I just kind of cut them into 4 pieces, and I'm just sneaking an extra quarter of a piece in each pocket. Just like so. You don't have to do this. I just wasn't sure how many slices I would get. So it turns out I had a couple extra, and boy, am I glad I did. Okay, look at this beautiful thing. Now we can go move on to our next step. So as you can see, I actually cut a little too much on this end, and it's falling off. So look at my mistake, and that's why you don't want to cut all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to bring in a greased baking sheet, and I'm going to put the bread right on the baking sheet. We're going to get this out of the way for 1 second. And we are going to bring in 1/3 cup of melted butter. Now to that, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of caraway seeds. The flavor profile is so different. It's so amazing. It works, I promise you. Now we're going to have the quintessential ingredient of the 1950s and the 1960s. What is it? Oh yeah, dry mustard. And 1 teaspoon goes right into that butter. And now what we're going to do is you're just going to mix it all together until it's very, very well blended. I know what happens in kitchens because the same thing happens in my kitchen all the time. We have little oopses, which is fine. Now we're going to take, whoop, not our knife, I'm moving all over the place, our trusty brush, and this glorious butter mixture of caraway seeds and dry mustard. And we are going to just, oh yes we are going to spread it all over this bread. And you want it on the top, and you want it on the sides, and you want to just use up the bread. Use up the butter. After all, we are in the 1950s. And as Julia Childs used to say, we didn't have those nasty nutritionists telling us that we couldn't eat good food. So go ahead and indulge. Remember, 1950s cooking is just fabulous. It's just not everyday eating because it isn't the healthiest, but it is the most delicious. So you just take your day a month, tell your family about the 50s, explore some food history, and enjoy. Okay, so I couldn't use up all of it. I tried, you saw me. Now we're gonna take this glorious, glorious loaf of bread, and guess what we're gonna do with it? We're gonna put it in a 350 oven for 20 minutes. You're gonna want the bread to kind of get lightly brown, and you definitely wanna get the cheese melted. So it may be a little less, but we'll be back when that happens, and I've got one more step for you. So while our bread is in the oven getting all toasty and melty and yummy, there's another topping that goes on this bread, and here it is. You're gonna take in a little pan, just a little pan, you don't need very much, 2 tablespoons of butter. and you let that start to melt. And it's melting already. Look at that. It's beautiful. And to that, we're just going to put it, you don't want super high heat because you just want it to kind of go and then just kind of sit until you're ready. So while this is melting, you are going to add 1/4 cup or 2 ounces, which is exactly 1 tin of anchovies. Yes, anchovies. Don't be scared of anchovies. Anchovies are fabulous. I know they're like cilantro. You either love them or hate them. I am in the love category, and if you truly want to experience this dish in all its glory and all its 50-ness, you got to add the anchovies. So anchovies tend to just kind of melt when they get hot. So if you just kind of push them down like that, they're not like, they won't melt like completely dissolve, but they soften up and they kind of just mix in with that butter just beautifully. And now to that, we're going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice and a few dashes of hot sauce. Now, if you're like me, you'll add a lot of dashes. If you don't like spice so much, just add a couple. But I love spice. Absolutely love it. Okay. Now, that's really all you want. Now, you want to just put this on a very, very, very low flame or heat, however you happen to be cooking, until your bread is ready. Because what are you going to do? You're going to take this gorgeous butter right before serving and pour it over that amazing loaf. So we'll be back when the bread is ready. Ta-da! Look how gorgeous this is. I mean, come on. How would you not want to serve this at a dinner party? But there is one step left, and I know you can see all the caraway and all the butter and everything has gone in, but let's not forget our happy little anchovy mixture right here. So what do you do with this? You literally pour it over the top. I know, more butter, more flavor, more 1950s, but we gotta celebrate the past every now and then, because we just don't want these recipes to get lost. They're too wonderful to not be around. This is it. Quick cheese bread. All that is left to do, I'm just gonna take this guy that I kind of messed up on the end. I mean, it's like a grilled cheese kind of to a whole new level. And you just look at this. Oh gosh. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Serve this to your friends. Tell them it's from 1955. Celebrate the past. You're going to love it. I promise you, you are going to love it. Thanks for stopping by. It's always such an honor to have you join me. Enjoy eating the past, and I will see you in the next video.